Good morning, guys. It's Gypsy at the Paper Lion. Welcome back to my current subscribers. And if you're new here, please consider subscribing. This video is going to be a repeat video of yesterday's video, just using different products because after a question was raised, I then did some research and wasn't quite sure whether or not certain products are able to actually be altered on camera. So just to avoid any possible infringement, because ain't nobody got time for that, I decided to just delete that video and redo the product, redo the tutorial or the technique using other items, which I tried some out. They look just as good. They're not as colorful and whimsical, but you can still apply this technique to any personal items that you have that will be for your own personal use, because then you don't have to worry about copyright infringement or anything like that. With that being said, this is my face today because I did not have it in my schedule to redo this, but I wanted to show you guys this technique because it's a great technique. I don't know. I'm pretty sure there's other videos, like I said, out there before, and the other one that kind of inspired me was using tea bags, but like I said, I don't have tea bags. So if you were there for that video, you got to see the first version, and this is going to be a second, slightly different version, just the same technique, different products. But anyway, with that being said, one quick note. I did yesterday, I edited, well, I can't talk. I recorded 3 videos yesterday, and I intended to record a tutorial for this today, but because I'm having to go back and do this one will have to wait till next week, because also yesterday I talked to my cousin and we're going out to visit my mom this weekend, who just recently came out of the hospital. So that takes precedence over tutorials. So hope you guys can understand that. So I probably will not be able, I do have one that's from yesterday that I will edit today and have that scheduled for tomorrow. And then this one I'm going to try to not do much in here so that I can edit it easily and just go ahead and get this one for today. Today is what, Thursday, I believe. And so then I'll schedule the quiet time crafting for tomorrow. But anyway, I apologize. Things have shifted, things shift from day to day. So that's how it is. And, this is this is making me go back. But like I said, that's why I have this face today. But let's get this done. What we're using today is going to be colorful playing cards, because again, I mentioned yesterday that for this technique, I recommend that you use bright, colorful images like cards. And of course, this one has the glossy shine to it too that we're trying to get rid of. And then we have this cute children's card. And so we'll be using this one, and we'll be using this. And then I'll show you, I'm not going to sew them today for the sake of time, but I will show you some of the other ones that I did, and we'll decorate these ones. So anyway, since I'm only going to do 2 today, yesterday I did 4, we're only going to need 1 piece of paper. And this, don't worry guys, this is so simple that you only really need me to show you one time. So we're just going to take this. I'm working with deli paper. If you guys weren't here yesterday, this is what I have, is Eco Craft deli paper. You can possibly use wax paper or parchment paper if you have a tea dye. You don't even have to have a tea dye, because I'll show you how I'm going to ink over this. And you could probably just start with plain wax paper or parchment paper. I haven't tried those, so I don't know exactly if they'll work the same, but probably they will. One thing that didn't really work for me in my trials is using pattern paper. That was too flimsy. It fell apart and it didn't hold the creases and the wrinkles, because what we're going for is a parchment like texture, you know, leather, akin to leather. But anyway, so now that we're just basically going to scrunch this paper up and then just unscrunch it. And for this tutorial, you will need, you know, either the wax paper, parchment paper, or this deli paper. You're going to, of course, need some colorful children's cards or playing cards, because I'm using a playing card in this one as well. I recommend getting a wipe because you're going to have to get some glue on your hands. And we're just going to get started. So let's go ahead and add some glue and get these guys glued down. All right. I got a little lofi hip hop chill, the medieval version going on in the background. It doesn't matter to me. It seems like whichever one of their little playlists that I listen to, it just all sounds good. Okay, so we're just going to get that side glued down completely. And as I mentioned yesterday, if you plan to use, if you plan to sew these, you could easily just put these down with some a glue stick until you're ready to sew it. That'll hold it in place until you get it sewn. But for me, I'm not sewing these today. So I didn't sew mine yesterday. Well, actually I did sew some of them, but I still use this glue. I have a tendency to use this glue as opposed to any other glue. And I'm just going to bring these a little bit closer so that I can end up having this paper left over here for something else. And so then we're just going to, get some glue on here really fast so that we can glue these down together. Yesterday, what I did notice is that when I was using my bone scraper to scrape the paper down, it was knocking out some bubbles or some wrinkles. So this time I'm just patting the paper on with my hand. That way I can try to keep as much of that beautiful texture as possible. And you'll see why at the end, why I want to keep that, that texture that we created by wrinkling this paper. Well, if you are new here, I hope you go ahead and subscribe to the channel because there's always something new on here. I post weekly. I never guarantee how many videos are going to come out weekly, but I do post weekly. And I have a cool little series called Quiet Time Crafting, where we get together for about an hour or so and we pull out our materials and we just kind of get some, things knocked out and done. And it's really good because I think it helps motivate me to actually sit down and get some of those tedious projects done, or, actually just sit there and put my mind to creating. And so it's like a little quiet time that really is motivational for me and hopefully for you guys as well. Okay, so now we have these textured, as you can see, that's got that great texture. And you can't really see it now, but you will be able to see it in a minute. And as a second, I think I'll do something different this time. This time, I think I'll go ahead and ink it before I cut it or separate it, because that way they're both done at the same time, and then we don't have to come back and do this later. On yesterday's, or how I had been doing it, is that I was separating them and then inking them, but this works just as well. But anyway, speaking on yesterday's video, I'm really frustrated at myself for not thinking about, you know, the ins and outs of it, and it really will affect the way I purchase that company's items, because I want to feel free to be able to use anything in my stock, to be able to make a video if I want to, and if I can't use it, because I sell journals, you know, so if I can't use it to, you know, put in my journal, then it's no point in me spending my money on it. And because I don't, like I said, I don't want to get in any kind of trouble. But to me, I felt like it was just like we use, you know, pattern paper on our channels, and those are copyrighted too. So I don't know. Anyway, I'm just venting at this point. I'm mostly frustrated at myself because I didn't think about it, and so it's causing me to have to backtrack. But anyway, so now we have these inked on both sides, and if you can see, the images really do pop out from under that. That's why I suggest using like really big or bold, colorful images that can be well seen. And so now I'm just going to take my my little tool that I have, my decal tool. You could use scissors, you could use a ruler, you could use a deckled scissors. I'm going to go back through the edges with the deckled scissors. Lots of different ways that you can do that, but I'm just going to use this to tear because I have it. This was like a paint tool, a paint scraper. Yeah, a trowel. So I think this was used for like, what is that kind of caulking and that kind of stuff, maybe. But I love it. It has obviously more than one use. And so I'm just going to go through here and cut down some of this a little bit. Okay. And it doesn't matter if it's how nice, because we're just going to crunch it up anyway. And let's go back and do the same with this little card. We're going to leave a little bit at the top so we can kind of give it some texture when we're crumpling it down. Okay. So how is everybody today on this Thursday? I'm going to try to take the girls to the splash pad today. That was already planned for today. So that's why, you know, I'm a little bit off because, you know, I'm coming back to do this. And I noticed that I put the top at the bottom of this one, but it doesn't really matter. You know, you can, however you want to do it. You can put the texture at the top. You can put it at the bottom. This one is going to be to the side. Whatever the orientation of your card is. Okay, so now we got them both inked. And see how those little creases and crevices are now highlighted. Gave it a lot of texture. So now what we are going to do is just kind of give it a little bit of extra texture by taking some of these longer pieces that we have and bending them in, maybe some of them like crinkling them and just gluing them like where you want to glue them. Give them a little bit of extra, you know, oomph. And then with this one, we'll go ahead and do the same with this. Add a little bit of glue there and kind of just scrunch it up however you like. You can cut this completely off if you want to. Totally up to you. This is your project. Okay, so now we have those there at that situation. You can choose to sew them all the way around if you want to, or like I did with some of the ones yesterday, I put a little decoration here and then sewed around the four edges, leaving this corner unsewn. So I'm gonna show you really quick how I decorated the ones from yesterday. I had some linen. So let me cut 2 little pieces of linen. I got one right there. And if you're here for this video and you watched the video yesterday, thank you so much for being here and for watching that one as well. Thank you for, not being upset or, having patience for me to do this one, come back and do this one, because I'm not trying to get in trouble if I can help it. That's why I'm kicking myself for not realizing, because I generally would not do that if I had known, or if I had even thought about it. Honestly, I didn't even think about it. It's in my possession, so I feel like it's my item and I can do whatever I want to. That's the general thought, but I know that that's not always correct. Anyway, so I'm just putting some little linen in the corners right here, just to kind of give it a little, texture going on over here. That down. I love scrunching up linen. I think I got that technique from a Dulcinea's Crafts or something like that. I don't think it's a Dulcinea's Scraps. I think it's a Dulcinea's Crafts, and I learned how to do my texture from watching some of her videos. But anyway, okay, so we're just gonna add a little piece of paper. It can be music paper, it can be book paper. It doesn't necessarily have to. It can be decorated paper, whatever you want to use. So I'm going to use one book page. Oh my God. I talked today. One book page and one music page, just for a little variation. And then while I was coming in here this morning, I decided to look at some of my other things in my collection that I felt like I could possibly use in this video. And so I redid a couple, and I'll show you those. And what was I gonna say? I have no idea. I have no idea what I was gonna say. Oh, I did a couple of those with book page. Oh, no, that's not what I was going to say. I was going to say that I created a little something I'll show you at the end that you could use these for if you wanted to. All right, so after we did that, I pulled out my butterfly box. I remember yesterday calling it a butterfly tin, but it's not metal. It's some kind of pressed wood or something. Okay, anyway, let's see what we have. We have, that's too much the same. I don't want to do that. Let's see. I don't know why I did these cardboard. Well, I mean, they're cute. How about we use one of those? Because I haven't been using those. And let's see if we can find something to go with this yellow over here. And I got all this yellow right here in my face. So let's do that. All right, so let's give this a little ink so it stands out a bit. Well, one thing, I get to, if we get to go out of town this weekend, because it's pretty much, anything is tentative until you're actually doing it. So, but if we do, if it goes through and we go out, to see my mom, hopefully I'll be able to do another Corsicana haul video for you guys, because every time we go down there, of course, we get up early on Saturday morning and hit all the little country sales and shops, and that's always a highlight of the trip. Last time I went, there had been a festival, and there wasn't as much as many sales out. I was a little bit disappointed with the things that I found, but this time there is not going to be a festival, so pretty much I think the garage sales and estate sales down there will continue as usual. Of course, that's always a hit or miss in its own right, but hopefully I'll be able to bring you guys some stuff. So now I'm going to just pick through my little crystals over here that I have, and I'm just going to pick out random little small ones. They don't have to be any particular. I just wanted to go with the little teeny ones. And then we are going to add that to the butterflies. And then that is pretty much done, unless of course you want to add, you can add ribbon, poke a hole in it, add ribbon to the top, and make it into a tag. As I showed you yesterday, if you were here, you can use these to make pocket tucks. You can use them to make pockets, and I'll show you in a minute another way that you can use these. Okay, so we got that on there, and this is what we have so far with this one. You got this beautiful lion. I'm a Leo, so that's fitting for this video. And very nice and grungy. And then here is a simple playing card with images on it. They don't even have to have images. You can just use regular cards. And there's the back. And I will show you the ones that I did earlier. This is another example, another type of card, children's card that I had. This has a gardener on it. I won't turn it over because it has the company name on the back, so I won't do that. And also the same with this one. I did this as well. So that's a bigger version. And I will show you the back sides of the ones that I did yesterday, just so you can kind of see what they look like sewn. And we'll just keep that very simple. That way, yeah. Anyway, so that is that. That's how you create that. Such an easy technique. So quick. If you have all your papers and everything that you want to do or use for this, you can just pop out a bunch of these in all different shapes and sizes very quickly. And here is another little idea that I did with a couple of them, because I did a couple earlier. This is an envelope. I still have these envelopes from Quiet Time Crafting or from a tutorial I did last week at my desk. So I was like, why not pop it onto an envelope and make it into a pocket? You don't even have to make it to a pocket. You just can glue the whole thing down. And then I used another one of the cards to make a journaling space on the back of there. So now that's a pretty little card that you can use. And that is so cute. Something that you can use for this little tutorial. But anyway, guys, I'm going to end the video there. Again, if you're new here, please subscribe. Hit the notification bell. You guys share this video. Put a dot in the comments section if you're shy. Anything helps to get this small channel to grow. I appreciate you guys being here. Hopefully you have a wonderful Thursday and a great weekend. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.